The next sutra is Anushcha. This is what we have to see. You know, 5 sense organs. 5 organs of action. Plus antahkaranam. These 11 are organs. They function. They have existence only presupposing Mukhya Prana. Mukhya Prana is the physiological activity. The physiological activity is called the Mukhya Prana. And when man goes to sleep, prana continues, Mukhya Prana continues. He is breathing. But Mukhya Prana exists only from its own Jagrat point of view. It doesn't exist from the Sushupti point of view. Yes, you are in Sushupti, you are breathing, but in the deep sleep state point of view, you don't feel the breath also. Breath is felt by the onlookers in the waking state. So the waking state itself exists only from its own point of view, from the waking point of view, from Adhyaropa Drishti, but from the Swarupa Drishti there is no waking. But yet, going by the definition from Adhyaropa Drishti, we say Mukhya Prana is Sreshtham. Because without Mukhya Prana, no Ekadash Pranas. Mukhya Prana can exist without Ekadash Pranas. Breath can continue with a still body, but without the breath, without the Mukhya Prana, you can't see, hear, taste, touch, smell, and you can't walk, talk, etc. Therefore, Ekadasha Pranas, 11 Pranas presuppose Mukhya Prana, whereas Mukhya Prana doesn't presuppose Ekadasha Pranas. So if you have to think of Pratipatti Krama, Mukhya Prana is followed by Ekadasha Pranas. In that sense, Mukhya Prana is Sreshta. It is very essential. And it is Anushcha, and it is very subtle. Why is it described as Anu by Sutrakara? Because Mukhya Prana is not the truth. It has a size and subtlety. It is subtler in comparison to the other Ekadasha Pranas. It is small, microscopically small. And it is very subtle, but it has a size. Truth cannot be called Anu. Truth is Anantam, not Anu. Anuvada is different. That is why we say the truth is Anoraniyan. It is subtler than your atoms. It's not atom. An atom is not all-pervasive, all-inclusive of everything. It is all-inclusive, it is inclusive of all as itself. Aisa kuch baat to hai nahi hai. Therefore, Anu Shabda, the moment we use the word Anu, it means it has a size. It has a dimension. And even if you don't see the size of it, you can think of its size in terms of its having a beginning and an end. Every faculty has its beginning and an end. Mukhya Prana also has its beginning and end. Mukhya Prana also has its beginning and an end. Based upon the beginning and end of Mukhya Prana, we can say it is limited, it has a size. One imperfection brings all other imperfections. If it has a beginning and an end, then it has all the imperfections of anything that has a beginning and an end. The senses may presuppose Mukhya Prana may be greater than the other Ekadasha Pranas, but yet as limited as Ekadasha Pranas. Therefore it is Anu, means it is. It has a given dimension in contrast to the truth which has no size, which has no dimension. It's greater but still limited. In comparison it is greater, but it is limited. In comparison it is subtler, but still it is limited. Because Mukhya Prana, what is not experienced in one's Swarupa is Adhyasa. Sushupti, looked at as an experience, it is free from Mukhya Prana. You don't feel the breath. In the waking state, you feel the breath. The Mukhya Prana falls within one's experience in the waking state. But in the deep sleep state, Mukhya Prana doesn't fall within one's experience. That means, from the Swarupa Drishti, even Mukhya Prana is not. It has Laya. Mukhya Prana has Laya. Just as Jagrat has Laya. Meaning, Laya means, please understand, it's not a kind of an event. My perception of the waking state resolves. Perception resolves in its own source the awareness, the truth, the subject. Therefore, Mukhya Prana, even though it is greater than the Ekadasha Pranas, but still it is an error about the truth. Mukhya Prana need not be looked upon as parallel to the truth. It is considered to be Paramatmanaha. It is personal secretary. It is considered to be personal secretary, as it were. Meaning, presupposing the Mukhya Prana. Mukhya Prana is another word for Adhyasa. Presupposing Mukhya Prana is presupposing Mukhya Prana are the Ekadasha Pranas. Presupposing the Mukhya Prana is the equation with the Deha. Presupposing the Mukhya Prana is Pramatritvam, Pramatri Pramana Prameya Bhava. Presupposing the Mukhya Pranam is the Sansara. Whereas Prana doesn't presuppose another, because Prana is in the form of Adhyasa. Dehoham. At best we can see it is in the form of Adhyasa. Mukhya Prana presupposes Adhyasa. Even if you say that, it doesn't matter. It is in the form of an error. Therefore it is Sreshtaha, but not Anantaha. Mukhya Prana is Sreshta, greater, but not Ananta. And what is Sreshta can only be Upasyam. What is great can be can be worshipped all right, but it's not the truth. Gangaji is Upasyam all right, but it is not Nityam. Ganga Devata is Upasyam all right, but not Nityam. Any Devata is Upasyam all right, but it's not Nityam. Thus, Mukhya Prana has its glory and it has its limitation. Next Sutra ji. Jyotiradi adhishthanam tu tadamananat. Jyotiradi adhisthana. You know, these Ekadasha pranas, they have presiding deities. Agni is bhuta, it is a bhutam. Agni is an element. But there is a devata which is a matter for only the Shabda Pramana. I don't see it. I see the Agni, but the Veda says Agni is presided over by, there is Agni Devata. There is Agni Devata identified with Agni. And that Agni is the presiding, Agni Devata is the presiding deity of Vak, the speech. Light, the Surya, is the presiding deity of the eyes. And the Dik, the directions, are the Dik Devata is the presiding deity of the ears. Air is the presiding deity of the nostrils, breathing. Like this, you have the deities as the presiding deities of the faculties. And what is the proof of it? It is only Shabda Pramana. There is no Pratyaksha. Agni is Pratyaksham. Agni is Pratyaksham, but Agni Devata is not Pratyaksham. Surya is Pratyaksham, but Surya Devata is not Pratyaksham. Jagat is Pratyaksham, Jagat Karanam is not Pratyaksham. But Jagat Karanam is also Aparoksham. Parameshwara may not be Pratyaksham, but it is Aparoksham. The Shabda Pramana says that Jagat Karanam thou art. Whereas the Agni Devata ityadi Devatas are Nitya Paroksha. They are not Pratyaksham. The presiding deities are only a matter of Shraddha. The next sutra, Pranavata Shabdat. So, Pranavata Shabdat. The Ekadasha Pranas exist, function only presupposing Mukhya Prana. Ekadasha Pranas function, the eyes can see, ears can hear, the senses can perceive, the feet can walk, the walk can speak. Like this, the Ekadasha mind can think. Ekadasha Pranas can function only presupposing Mukhya Prana. Because Mukhya Prana is the one that provides energy to the Ekadasha Pranas. Now here what Sutrakara is saying is, Ekadasha Pranas function only not only when they presuppose Mukhya Prana, but also when there is the conscious being, Pranavan, the one who has breath, the Atma, Pranavan. Prana means, the Prana, Mukhya Prana. Pranavan means the one who enjoys all the faculties. The possessor of the faculties called the conscious being. It is only when the Pranavan is there in identification with the body, then alone the faculties function. Faculties function only for the functioning of the faculties. You have two preconditions. Number one, there has to be Mukhya Prana, that was said in the previous, and the And now it says the Ekadasha pranas function in the presence of Mukhya prana and also in the presence of their owner, called the conscious being. Unless you are in equation with the body, unless there is a conscious presence, these Ekadash pranas cannot function. That's why pranavata, faculties function only in the presence of their possessor, their owner, their possessor. That is Jivatma. Atma has to be there. And these faculties continue to be there, manifest in life, unmanifest in death, manifest in life, unmanifest in death, until Jnanam. The sanskaras continue until Jnanam. Not until death, until Jnanam. Because in death they don't come to an end, they only become unmanifest. When we close our eyes to the snake doesn't go away, the snake error doesn't go away. The snake perception becomes unmanifest. And open eyes, again I see the snake. Close my eyes, again it is unmanifest. The error continues until correction through the manifest. It may, as manifest, it is an error. And if you describe it as unmanifest, it is also an error. There is a way of saying the error is unmanifest, sounds a little funny. The error doesn't become unmanifest. The very description of it as unmanifest, it is an error. The snake as manifest is an error. The snake as unmanifest also is an error. Snake seen is an error. The snake remembered also is an error. Snake as an object there is an error. Snake remembered as a thought is also an error. It is a wrong judgment about the rope. And therefore, it is okay to say Adhyasa becomes now manifest, now unmanifest. But for Uttamadhikaris, I would like to say, sir, there is unmanifest, which is also Adhyasa. The unmanifest is Adhyasa, not Adhyasa becomes unmanifest. Why? Because even the unmanifest state is inferred in the manifest state. And if the manifest state is Adhyasa, and the inference of the unmanifest state also is within Adhyasa. Therefore, one doesn't have to think like this, in death everything goes away. No, everything becomes unmanifest. If everything becomes unmanifest, it's not felt, so you think it's not there. But that is illogical. Something coming to an end abruptly is not logical. Abruptly something cannot become manifest. Abruptly something cannot become unmanifest or manifest. Come to an end. It can only become unmanifest and manifest, not that abruptly it can begin and end. Because all that begins and ends is an error. This is the Vedanta. Whatever you see as having a beginning and an end, it comes into your experience and it resolves in your experience. I can't even say it exits from your experience. Exits where? Experience is unlimited. Therefore, thought begins in one's experience and resolves in one's experience. Take that in very literally. The dream begins in one's experience and ends in one's experience. It doesn't exit from one's experience. It resolves in one's experience. And it comes up within one's experience. Therefore, experience remains constant. Within that experience, the thoughts take place, thoughts resolve. And therefore anything that rises in one's experience and resolves in one's experience is only adhyasa, and the entire existence is like that except one's existence. The entire physical appearance is like that. And therefore, everything is now manifest, now unmanifest. As manifest, it is an error. As unmanifest, it is an error. Therefore, how long will the faculties continue? They will continue until the jiva becomes enlightened about his swarupa. And evolution, what the scientists call evolution, it pertains to survival, not with this. It doesn't pertain to the truth. Survival, you always adapt yourself to the existing situation. That is called evolution. You adapt yourself. You grow certain details which can withstand the atmosphere, the environment. Consciousness doesn't evolve. The physical features may go through change. We don't deny, no, there is no evolution. So what? Evolution is another word for change. What is there? The body can change. The thinking can change. The emotions can change. The habits may change. All these things can change. But the evolution which the scientists talk about does not pertain to awareness, pertain to the being. It doesn't pertain to the being, to be. It can pertain to the body, it can pertain to the mind. The man who is a primitive man has evolved to become a modern man. But the basic problem doesn't evolve nor devolve. Adhyasa doesn't evolve. Dehohami. Presupposing the adhyasa is evolution and devolution. And presupposing the truth is the embodiment, and in the embodiment there are changes. Therefore, these faculties continue and continue and continue until the Jivatma gets enlightened. And that enlightenment is not a time program, meaning not that in time he gets enlightened. He has to know. He has to know. After some time one goes to sleep. After some time he wakes up. These are all time-bound programs. The manifest becomes unmanifest. The unmanifest becomes manifest. Apne aap. And that is why what happens apne aap. That is called a time-bound program. If I am born in time, I will go. It's a time-bound program. But understanding is not a time-bound program. He may take many lives to look at himself. He may continue on thousands and thousands of births is only an understatement. Millions and millions and millions of embodiments one may take until one gets enlightened about his nature. The truth has to get enlightened about its nature. Only then the pranas all have resolution. They become falsified. The very embodiment gets falsified. Next sutra ji. Tasya cha nityatvat. And if the pranas have to become now manifest and now unmanifest, and if they have to function, maybe the self also has to function. Presupposing the self, the faculties function, fine. But presupposing what does the self function? The self doesn't function. The self is. Because when one's presence is identified with the deha, when one's presence is identified with the faculties, When the faculties function, there is an illusion that I also function. This is, I also. My son is unhappy, I also become unhappy because of the Sangha dosha. My son is unhappy and I am unhappy because of the relationship. Similarly, my faculties are functioning, I get the feeling I am also functioning. I get the feeling I am also functioning. It is due to the Sangha dosha, meaning due to the problem of equation. It's a Sangha dosha, it's equation, adhyasa. I mistake, even association can create a problem, ji. Even association, supposing you are associated with a man who is dukkhi, you also become dukkhi. If association can affect you, what to talk of equation? Equation is a bigger problem. Association can be avoided, equation has to be corrected. All other relationships can be handled through action, through will. But the equation is not a relationship, it is adhyasa. It is something that needs to be corrected. Therefore, if association can affect you, what to talk of equation? Therefore, kartrutvam is felt. Even though the senses function, the organs of activity function, but the one who is in equation with the senses and the one who is in equation with the organs of action, he doesn't function, he is. And therefore, presupposing the self, the senses function, but the self doesn't function presupposing something. Nor does it function independently. It only is. And existence does not presuppose something. Equation presupposes existence of the truth. Thinking presupposes the existence of the self. But existence doesn't presuppose something. Existence, that's why it is said, tasya cha nityatvat. The being is eternal. The self is eternal. The self presupposing which the senses function, the self presupposing which the organs of action function, the self presupposing which there is mukhya prana, the self presupposing which there is life, that self doesn't function. It doesn't presuppose something, it is eternal. The eternal doesn't presuppose something. Tasya cha nityatvat. And therefore, sharirasya asmin sharire bhoktritvena nityatvam punyapapa upalepa sambhavat sukhadukha upabhoga sambhavacha na devatanam. Jiva looks itself to be a karta and bhokta. That is the result of adhyasa. That is the result of confusion. But otherwise it is nityam, it is eternal. And it is what is eternally alone has continuity in time, from birth to birth. This continuity from birth to birth is the result of adhyasa. But its nature is to be present even without time. Swarupa is timeless, whereas Jiva has continuity in time. Jiva has continuity in time, whereas Jiva as Paramatma is free from time. Thus, Nityam, even Sankhya school talks about Nityatva. Matter is Nityam, they say. Prakriti is Nityam. Sankhya school says Prakriti is eternal. How do you define eternity, please? Eternity of the matter? Matter is eternal because it is in time, it was there yesterday, it is today and tomorrow. It is called really, it is Trikaleshvapi tishtati. It is present in all the three periods of time. That is continuity. Like a banyan tree was there for the last so many years and now it is there and it will continue. This is what is called continuity in time. Continuity in time is not eternity. Continuity in time is only continuity. And even continuity creates a fear of discontinuity. Continuity creates a fear of discontinuity. Therefore, continuity in time, as an individual, I look to be continuous in time, but as Paramatma, it is timeless. Like in the deep sleep state, your existence does not continue in time. It is free from time. Whereas a waking individual, I continue in time. As a dreamer, I continue in time. As an individual, we continue in time. And continuity in time can only be called continuity, and that is what the Sankhya school thinks. The continuity in time is called really the Nityatvam. But Vedanta says continuity in time is not Nityatvam. Freedom from time, Kala Atitatvam. Freedom from time is eternity. Like in the deep sleep state, one is free from time. And as an individual in ignorance has continuity in time. He has continuity from body to body. He continues through manifest state and unmanifest state. This is called continuity. Continuity through the various stages. Continuity in time is only continuity, and continuity through various stages. I have continuity through the waking state, through the dream state, through the deep sleep state. I continue through various stages. And I continue through life and death and again life and death. This is what is called continuity in time. Eternity is in the deep sleep state. You remain, you are without any stages, without any life or death, without any time. To be is Nityatvam. The Swarupa of every living being is Nityatvam. But until one understands, in the realm of ignorance, every jiva has continuity in time. Continuity in time. Thus, jiva's Nityatvam must be understood both as having continuity in time and free from time. By nature he is free from time, but in ignorance he has continuity in time. As an individual, he has continuity in time. I have continuity as an individual in the waking state. I have continuity as an individual in the dream state. And until I understand the truth, I have continuity as a jiva. In next life again, I continue as an individual. Therefore, as an individual, one has continuity in time. This continuity in time establishes rebirth. Freedom from time is the nature. Why does man continue in time? Because by nature he is free from time. What is free from time can continue also in time until it is understood. Thus, when it comes to understanding the jiva, jiva has to be understood from two aspects. Jiva as an individual has continuity in time, but jiva as pure conscious being, he is free from time. ये उसको अच्छी तरह समझना चाहिए. Jiva has continuity in time. Jiva, he continues through various stages in life. He continues through life and death. He continues through one life to another life. As a jiva, I have continuity in and through many stages. I continue through my various changing stages of life. When I become manifest, I am there, as I continue in time. And I become unmanifest, then also I have, as an individual, I have continuity as unmanifest. And what is unmanifest becomes manifest. Thus, I have continuity through manifest and unmanifest stages until I understand the truth. This is one description of jiva. Description of the jiva as jiva is that it has continuity in time. But jiva as Paramatma doesn't continue in time. From the standpoint of the Paramatma, there is no time. And that is timeless. And therefore, nityatvat, tasya cha nityatvat, that nityatvat should be understood from both the angles. It has continuity in time and it is free from time. Now, a layman, please see, he doesn't see jiva's continuity in time. When he doesn't see even the continuity in time, how is he going to see his swarupa which is free from time? That is why people don't accept rebirth. I don't believe in rebirth. Why? Because it has discontinuity in the deep sleep state. Means it comes to an end. In the death, the jiva comes to an end. In the deep sleep state also, jiva comes to an end. Man comes to an end. And he may again reborn. That is different. He ends up in nothing and springs up again from nothingness. Thus, nothingness is looked upon as the starting point and the destination. Therefore, the destination of man is that he comes to an end. In death, he comes to an end. But Vedanta says, sir, you don't come to an end, you only become unmanifest. Because the basic principle is, something cannot come out of nothing. That is the basic principle. If something can come out of something cannot come out of nothing, then you don't wake up from nothingness. You don't wake up from nothingness. You don't sleep unto nothingness. When I sleep, all my faculties become unmanifest in the truth. When I wake up, all the faculties become manifest. Thus, jiva as an individual has continuity through manifest and unmanifest stages. We as individuals continue through manifest and unmanifest stages. We as individuals continue through life and death. This continuity through life and death, this continuity through manifest and unmanifest stages is what is called continuity in time. And another point of view is, if you look at the deep sleep state as an anubhava, there is no continuity, that is eternity, please. Where the time itself is not there. If you look at the deep sleep state as one of the three states, it is continuity. If you look at the deep sleep state not as one of the three states, that is eternity. This is over, Ji. I have explained both the angles. You have heard enough. Next sutra. Te indriyani tadvyapadeshat anyatra sreshtat. Te indriyani, these ekadasha pranas called faculties, the capacity to see, hear, taste, touch, smell, and the capacity to walk and talk. Vak, pani, pada, payu, upastha, these 5 karmendriyas, and antahkaranam, the capacity to think, remember, choose, determine, this is all called one antahkaranam. Thus, all human faculties are counted as 11. These 11 faculties are not ramifications of Mukhya Prana. Only these Ekadashas are Indriyas. Only the 11 faculties are called Indriyas. They are called functioning senses. They are used. I use my will to use them. I use my will to use my eyes and ears, etc. I can close my eyes, I open my eyes like that. These are called indriyas. Indriyas means which function. Even though indriyas, literal meaning is indayanti iti indriyani, illuminous, pramanas. The 5 senses illumine 5 objects. And 5 organs of action illumine 5 activities. Illumine means they facilitate 5 activities. In this manner, only the 11 pranas, the 11 faculties are called the indriyas. Mukhya prana is not called indriya. Mukhya prana is not called indriya. Only the 11 pranas are called indriyas. Anyatra sreshtat, other than the Mukhya prana, only those 11 are the indriyas, but the Mukhya prana cannot be called indriya. Why? Mukhya prana is not used. Mukhya prana is there in the hands of the truth. Mukhya prana is something involuntary. It's not something I can handle it. I may do pranayama, etc., etc. It doesn't mean Mukhya prana is in our hands. Mukhya prana is like the equation with the deha. It's not in my hands. It is an equation, it is a phenomenon, it is a perception directly pertaining to the truth. Similarly, Mukhya prana directly pertains to the truth. Therefore, it is in the hands of Paramatma. Presupposing Paramatma is Mukhya prana, and presupposing the Mukhya prana and the Jivatma are the 11 faculties. ये बहुत अच्छी तरह से समझ लीजिए. Presupposing the Paramatma is the Mukhya prana. Mukhya prana doesn't presuppose Jivatma. Mukhya prana presupposes Paramatma. And presupposing Mukhya prana and the Jivatvam are the 11 faculties. Therefore, the 11 faculties are called Indriyas, whereas the Mukhya prana is not called Indriya. Then what is it called? It's called Mukhya prana. It is the provider of energy to all the 11 faculties. It is a prana provides energy. Prana gives, itself is not an indriya, but it provides energy to all the mukhya pranas. And mukhya prana is rooted in the truth. Like the thought that I am the body is rooted in the truth, about the truth, in the truth. The perception that I am the body is rooted in the truth and about the truth. Mukhya prana, breath also is rooted in the truth. Thus mukhya prana is not called indriya. This is over, ji. Bheda shrutehe. So Bheda Shruti. There is always a Shruti, there is a Shruti which talks about the difference between Mukhya Prana and the Ekadasha Pranas. Bhedena Vagadibhyaha Pranaha Sarvatra Shruyate. All over the Shruti it is mentioned Mukhya Prana is different from the Ekadasha Pranas. Ekadasha pranas do not include mukhya prana. Ekadasha pranas, 11 pranas do not include mukhya prana. And it is the mukhya prana that is called really dehoham. Call it mukhya prana, call it dehoham. It is, I don't mind explaining mukhya prana as dehoham. Yes. Dehoham perception. Like dehoham presupposes Paramatma, presupposes. And Mukhya Prana also presupposes Paramatma. Whereas the faculties presuppose Jivatma, Jivatvam and Mukhya Prana. The faculties, if there has to be a pratipatti krama between mukhya prana and the ekadasha pranas, presupposing the mukhya pranas or the ekadasha pranas, even though they are all experienced at the same time. In the anubhava there is no krama, but in explanation there is krama. That is called pratipatti krama. Like presupposing Ishvara, presupposing your existence is the universe. But in Anubhava, I experience myself and the universe at the same time. I don't experience my existence and the universe by krama. First I experience myself, then I experience this. It is not like that. There is no, I experience myself as the seer of the universe. Therefore, there is pratipatti. Pratipatti krama itself tells a lot. Pratipatti krama, if there is pratipatti krama between the self and the universe, then the self can exist independent of the universe, and the universe cannot exist independent of the self. Pratipatti krama gives you a lot of insight into the truth. Understanding pratipatti krama. Presupposing the Srishti Sthanam is the Srishti. Presupposing the Laya Sthanam is the Laya. Presupposing the Vastu is the error. Presupposing the fact is the distortion. In this manner, when you understand the Pratipatti Krama correctly, that itself is an insight. Presupposing my existence are all my perceptions. Presupposing my existence are all my thoughts. Presupposing my existence are all my pleasures and pains. This seeing the Pratipatti Krama is discerning. Seeing the Pratipatti Krama is discerning, please. Presupposing the existence of the self is the sense of embodiment. Everything presupposes the sense of embodiment, and the sense of embodiment itself presupposes the embodiment-free self. In this manner, the Shruti does talk about the difference between Mukhya Prana and the Ekadasha Pranas. The next sutra we will see later, ji. आज तो बहुत लोग नहीं आए. पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ओम शांति शांति शांति.